Okay, this is pre-release video for lesson 1, which is all about the drainage basin hydrological cycle. The drainage basin is the area of water drained by a river and its tributaries. And in year 8 you might have drawn a diagram that looked like a tree, and the key terms associated with the drainage basin are things like watershed, the edge of the drainage basin, confluence where two rivers meet. The start of a river is called the source, and the end of the river is called the mouth. The bit where the water flows is called the channel. Within that drainage basin there is a hydrological cycle, a water cycle operating, and it is an open system. System is where we arrange things into inputs, processes, stores and outputs. Now the hydrological cycle within a drainage basin is an open system because water is gained from outside the system, from precipitation, and water is lost out of the drainage basin system when it flows into the sea or when it's evaporated back into the sky. So if we think about how the hydrological cycle operates within the drainage basin, it's quite a good place to start to think about the inputs, precipitation. That water, when it falls, can fall directly into the river channel, but not much of it does, or it can fall on the surrounding drainage basin land. And the water will make its way to the river. Some of it will infiltrate into the soil, and it will travel through the soil back to the river. Some of it may move deeper down through the rock, and that's called percolation. And then it will travel through the rock back to the river. Some of it, if it falls onto an impermeable surface, so if it falls onto tarmac or concrete, or if it falls onto saturated soil, some of the water will travel as surface runoff. Surface runoff is a fast transfer. The water is going to get to the river quickly. Water is stored inside trees and plants, in puddles, in lakes, in the river itself, in the soil and in the rock. Water is moved between all those places. Evaporation, when water becomes water vapour. Evapotranspiration is always quite a tricky one to remember, and that's when water is evaporated out of trees and plants. So that would be an output from the system. And then, of course, you have the output at the mouth of the river, as well as any river that has been evaporated within the drainage basin. I think that's it. You need to read the pre-release. There's loads of stuff on the internet about the hydrological cycle within the drainage basin. When you get your student book, there's a nice diagram. Right, so you need to do the tasks on the pre-release sheet ready for your lesson.